Left the two areas that I thought were the major also go through psychological documentation. That is probably one major reason why this center was set up. That all new students of the university, as they are registering, one of the things they must go through is the psychological test. By the time they complete all those forms, and all of them are now online, they are on the platform. The center, by the time they are done with the analysis of those forms, they should be able to have a significant level of capacity to predict the students, those who have one form of tendency or the other, such that those that need to be followed up, they will follow them up, so that we don't have very paranormal occurrences here. That is one. The second one is the one that we give some attention, mentorship of the staff, particularly the academic staff of the university. And this last week, that was 2 days ago, on Tuesday, one of our staff in the Department of Chemistry, who is in
welcome to 7th inaugural lecture of Nnamdi Azikiwe University. Okay. To start with, we will play the university and university anthem. Once again, we welcome you all to the 7th inaugural lecture of Nnamdi Azikiwe University. I will now invite the Vice President.
Technology is and then the advantages of nanotechnology in a modern life. So I urge all of you to listen attentively as Professor Eze tells us what he has in mind. Professor Eze, you are welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Chancellor, and to audience, both those physically present and those watching us from afar. I will invite Dr. Isaac Nwankwo to properly introduce the inaugural lecturer for the day, Professor Anthony Eze. Dr. Isaac Nwankwo, we are all ears.
Thank you, the chairman, University Inaugural Lecture Committee, the Vice Chancellor, Nnamdi Azikiwe University, FAS, ably represented by the Deputy Vice Chancellor, Academic, Professor FJC Odibo. Members, the chairman, University Inaugural Lecture Committee, members, University Inaugural Lecture Committee, professors and others present. I'm here to present a citation on Professor Anthony Nweke Eze, the 57th inaugural lecturer of Nnamdi Azikiwe University. Professor Eze is a professor of vocational education, majoring in agriculture and technology. Professor Eze was born on 2nd January 1963 in Ara village in Ise, Oka South local government area. After his primary and secondary education, he proceeded to University of Nigeria, Nsukka, in 1990, where he got his BSc. Professor Eze has BSc-D in vocational education agric, MSc-ED vocational education agric, PhD vocational education agric, PGDE business administration, MBA marketing, MPA public administration. Professor Eze has worked in so many institutions. He has worked in Federal University of Maiduguri. He has also worked in Federal Polytechnic Oko. Professor Eze is also a lecturer in the Faculty of Education, Nnamdi Azikiwe University, Oka. He has served as a board member, interstate finance in Anambra State. He has also worked, and he still works as an adjunct professor at Anambra State University, Uli. Professor Eze has also worked in administrative capacities. He was the head of General Science Unit of School of General Studies, Federal Polytechnic, Oko. He was an external examiner to WAEC. He has worked at the head of Department Technology and Vocational Education, Nnamdi Azikiwe University. Professor Eze was also the sub-dean, Faculty of Education, Nnamdi Azikiwe University. He has worked, and he works as external examiner to Federal College of Education Technical Umunze. He was also the director, Chiko Okole, Entrepreneurship and Studies, Nnamdi Azikiwe University. Professor Eze was the dean, Faculty of Education, Nnamdi Azikiwe University. He has also conducted several researches. He has also written several technical reports. And one of them that was mentioning was the one he did under the sponsorship of UNDP. That was research on baseline survey on potential value chain in Anambra State. It was sponsored by United Nations Development Program, Anambra State, in partnership with United Nations Development Program, December 2009. Professor Eze has supervised over 200 undergraduate students. He has supervised over 25 master's degree students. He has also supervised over 10 PhD dissertations. Professor Eze is an accomplished professor. He is external assessor for professors and readers in so many universities. Some of them include University of Jos, University of Calabar, University of Benin. Professor Eze has also served as external assessor for professors and readers for University of Port Harcourt and the Federal University Bauchi. He has served as editor-in-chief to so many journals, and one of them is the Journal of Science, Technology, Education, and Humanities. Professor Eze has contributed to the university and also to the community. He was a consultant on state economic empowerment and development strategy, SEEDS, Anambra State. He was also a consultant to Federal Ministry of Labor and Productivity on training, research, and manpower development. Professor Eze was also a consultant on Interboard on marketing and manpower development, global organization. He has served as a consultant to 82 Division, Nigerian Army, where he was consulting on vocational, physical, and training matters. Professor Eze was also a member caretaker committee, NISE Representative Assembly. He has received so many awards. He's a recipient of Community Service Award from Rotary Club, Oka, a St. Paul's Harris Fellowship Award from Rotary Club, Oka, Nnamdi Azikiwe University. Professor Eze has published over 200 articles, both in national and international journals. Professor Eze is married to Professor Peace Eze, and the marriage is blessed with many children. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to present to you the 57th inaugural lecturer, Nnamdi Azikiwe University, Oka, in the person of Professor Anthony Nweke Eze.
Okay, good. Protocols. Vice Chancellor, ably represented by Deputy Vice Chancellor Administration, Provost, College of Medicine, Deans of Faculties, past inaugural lecturers, then other academic colleagues, dear students, past and present, ladies and gentlemen, preambles. In 2008, I was officially written by the then Vice Chancellor of this esteemed university, Professor B.C. Eboka, that I have been promoted to the rank of professor. It was from then that I started occupying a permanent seat of the Senate of this university. We thank God for that. It was also from that time that I started thinking of my inaugural lecture. As a professor of vocational education based in agri and technology, there are reasonable areas from where I could have made choice. It was actually difficult task having choose from a group of subject matters that people appear to be very much conversant with, and which will appeal to the interest to a greater level. This caused me a lot of anxieties. Ladies and gentlemen, it took me some good number of years to settle down on this topic we are going to discuss today, which is nanotechnology. imperative for sustainable agricultural productivity in Nigeria in post-COVID era, post-COVID-19 era. Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, the inaugural lecture is timely considering the devastating nature of COVID-19 pandemic, which spread in the world like wildfire. To me, COVID-19 is an ill wind that blows no one any good. In that time, COVID-19 was ravaging the whole world. The entire world was under lockdown, and the whole economy was shut down. Feeding as means of sustenance was difficult, even among the rich. It is difficult. It is therefore imperative to discuss how to sustain the Nigerian economy through sustainable agricultural productivity in post-COVID-19 era. It is good to look for a new technology that can improve agricultural productivity. It is good, therefore, to think of nanotechnology for sustainable agricultural productivity. Myself, I'm Professor Anthony Eze from our village in Nise, as said by my son who read my citation. Nise in Okasa local government area of Anambra State. And my family, my father is a retired headmaster and a catechist from our village in Nise. So, as a catechist, he gave me a lot of advice, which I took and is helping me today. One, he said I have to marry early. So I married at the age of 28 years. The honor and glory of God Almighty. There, we are blessed with 6 children. My first son is Nweke. He made first class here. And former dean, faculty of law, Professor Nweke supervised him. After which, I sent him to Cambridge, paid 22 million naira. He made first class in Cambridge. There, the Harvard people came and confused me. I don't know if I call it confusion. They said they want to give him a scholarship. I said, okay, since his scholarship, go to Harvard. He went to Harvard. They only succeeded in reducing $1,000. And for my son to be safe, I said, okay, what do I do? Remaining 30 million naira. Then I have to rush to Agoka and show one of my duplex, 30 million. Instead of 50 million naira supposed to be, I'm paid. I consulted my very close friend, Father Bono, Kumok. He said that I should go ahead and sell it and pay school fees first. So one is school Cambridge first class, Harvard first class. And I happen to go these 2 ways and learn how they are doing things. What they are doing in these 2 countries I visited, because in each of the convocation I will go with my wife. When I went there, 2 things my father told me happened. There, they don't witch hunt any students. They love the students more than whatever they are doing. If students fail in maths, the lecturer will be held responsible. They set a panel on you, explain. When you explain to them here, it will be a problem. So one is that you have to love your students as your own child. You mother them, you father them, so that people will be fathering your own son, whatever they may be, and mothering them. That's my first son for you, and he's doing very well. My second son, Professor Nweke, Dean, Faculty of Law, fathered him there. Little to first class economics. He went to Germany, made first class in Germany. They employed him as a lecturer. 3 chances emerged, and they took him. One professor there, I don't know him till today, continue fathering him, said, no, he's his son. They give me an appointment as a lecturer in Germany. Not only that, they gave him scholarship for his PhD. He will be perfecting his PhD this year, and I'll be going there with my wife. So the 2 lessons is that if you help people to them as we are teaching, God will help your own. God will father them. 2, you help people, assist too many people as much as possible. You may assist God and God will replenish heavily. You may equally assist the devil and he will protect you. Let me give you a typical example. For me to sell the land, some people came at Roma where I have a small office. They want to buy that house. They said that I should enter their vehicle and show them the house. When I entered this vehicle, they took me off and they kidnapped me. Took me straight to, as they are going to Okuzu Junction. One of them said that I dashed in 500 naira at Aroma sometime, that they should leave me. They decided to leave me at Okuzu Junction, collected 8,000 from me. When I was going, they called me back, gave me 1,000, said I should use it to go back, that I'm a good man. 500 naira, I gave to a devil, and I'm reaping it today. So today, I thank God in everything. In all my estates, I must mention, water is running free. Today, Roma, free water. Amobia, free water. Nice, free water. At Ogoka, more than 20, free water everywhere. That's why I go for Ozo title, Ozo Rimili. Ozo Millionaires a lot. Yes. All these feats were made possible by achievement of my wife. You know, I'm marrying a daughter of a canon. So a hell of blessings from everywhere. He has been training them. I don't have time. I've been running up and down. So when I trained them, he was busy training these students. So I thank God so that we learn these two basic things. Our children, don't play with them. Don't witch hunt them. Help them as much. Even your enemy is help. And God will be replenishing. Today, I'm thanking God. I'm not lacking anything. I'm just, anything I'm looking for is just to help work for God and help more people. So, I'm a consultant to World Bank 4 years. Consultant to UNDP in Anambra State here. We are more than 25 for interview. You know, white people, they don't play United Nations. You come and prove your meter. But what made me to win the thing is, after masters and PhD, a Yoruba professor advised me, Oladipo, that I should get many of it. That if I go for any consultant, they will give it to me. Because I have experience in management sciences, have experience in public administration, have experience in agric education. They gave it to me. And I executed a research on baseline studies on potential value chains in Anambra State. Anywhere throughout the world you log is me. And I enjoyed almost 11 million there. Because immediately you finish your validation workshop, they give you a check that day. The research is simple. So I encourage us to go for research. And now they are giving me a sign. I'm 57 years today. You see how the whole thing coincided with 57th inaugural lecture. By September, I will be 58. And today I'm doing my inaugural lecture. It's act of God. And it's not easy. So it takes two to tango. If anybody having any big current wrangling and a problem, you come, we discuss. I don't have any problem with any human being. Unless we are having problem with themselves. So I won't talk too much. Let me move straight to protocols. My Vice Chancellor, sir, this inaugural lecture is timely considering the devastating nature of COVID-19 pandemic, which spread in the world like wildfire. To me, COVID-19 is an evil wind that blows nobody any good. During the time the COVID-19 was ravaging the whole world, the entire world was under lockdown and the world economy was shut down. Feeding as a means of subsistence was difficult even among the rich people. It is therefore imperative to discuss how to sustain the Nigerian economy through sustainable agricultural productivity in post-COVID-19 era. It is good to look for a new technology that can improve agricultural productivity. It is good, therefore, nanotechnology for sustainable agricultural development. My Vice Chancellor, sir, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I therefore feel honored for this wonderful opportunity granted me to give this lecture to this great university. Mr. Vice Chancellor, it gives me a special pleasure, deep sense of sincere appreciation and solidarity to stand before you this afternoon with a sense of humility, responsibility, loyalty, and the pride to discuss on this topic, nanotechnology, imperative for sustainable development in agriculture in Nigeria in post-COVID-19 era. At the end of this discussion, my advisors, ladies and gentlemen, I'll be very happy if I achieve the following objective. 1, enjoy life, more enough sustainable agricultural productivity. 2, appreciate the relevance of nanotechnology in sustainable agricultural productivity in post-COVID-19 era. 3, connect agricultural productivity with natural development through sustainability. In this inaugural lecture, quantitative evidence is strongly used to support assertions. Nigeria is nearly 1 million square kilometers of land and has more than 60% of its cultivable for a variety of soil and vegetation determine crop as well as livestock production. Then, as we shall see later, despite the tremendous resources Nigeria's development, especially in the agricultural sector, has been negated by poor leadership, corruption, attendant poverty incidents, which has risen from 27% to 1990 to 15%, and so on. Then in 21st century, nanotechnology emerged with great influence on global economy, industries, and public lives. What came to agricultural started growing for a agricultural productivities. Uses of nanotech specialization in developing countries like Nigeria has been on the lower side. Most of the farmers, both subsistence and commercial farmers in developing nations like Nigeria, have low idea of nanotechnology. Areas it can be applied in agricultural production. It has been arguable that farmers are facing so many challenges in agricultural production, such as working on depleted soil, low access to productive inputs, and problem of pests and diseases. These problems can be solved or easily minimized with the adoption of nanotechnology, as evident in usage in developed nations. In agriculture, production is incomplete until the produce gets to the final consumers. Likewise, in agro-based research, innovation in the use of better technologies like nanotechnology is incomplete until it gets to the farmer, including rural farmers of developing nations who will utilize and adapt adoptions. Prepared to innovations and new techniques made possible by nanotechnology. Increasingly, productivity in agriculture is crucial, reducing poverty, boosting farmers' income, especially for smallholder farmers in Nigeria who have limited resources to leverage in growing and marketing their products. This could be of sluggish penetration of the nanotechnology into farming. In order to understand in this lecture, Okay, concept of nanotechnology. Nanotechnology is a novel scientific approach that involves the use of materials, equipment capable of manipulating physical and chemical properties of substances at molecular level. 2014. Nanotechnology has potential to transform agriculture and food industry with novel tools for the molecular management of diseases, rapid disease detection, nutrient adoption, wastewater treatment, develop devices on soil enhancer, which promote even distribution of water and storage, recycling of water, agricultural waste, prolong shelf life of products, and improve quantity and quality of products, which is the main aim of farming. In agreement with nanotechnology, potentials mentioned above, Dan and Kuma 2014 were of the opinion that nanotechnology can help in promoting soil fertility and balanced crop nutrition, effective weed control, enhancing seed emergence using carbon nanotubes, delivery of agricultural chemicals, field sensing system to monitor the environmental stresses and crop conditions, and improvement of crop tracks against environmental stresses and diseases. History and general application of nanotechnology. In 1998, the National Science and Technology Council of White House Office of Science and Technology created interagency working group of nanoscience, engineering and technology, recognizing the reality of the proliferation of nanotechnology. Yes. In January 2003, following the creation of NNI, US Senate in 108 Congress introduced a bill to establish the National Nanotechnology Program. On December 3, 2003, President Bush of America signed into law the 21st Century Nanotechnology Research and Development Act. The legislation put into law program and activities supported by NNI. The bill gave nanotechnology a permanent home to the federal government and authorized $3.7 billion to be spent in 4 years, beginning in October 2005. Now, National Nanotechnology Initiative has 4 goals. 1, advance world-class nanotechnology research and development. 2, foster transfer of new technologies into products for commercial and public benefits. 3, develop and sustain educational resources, a skilled workforce, and supporting infrastructure and tools to advance nanotechnology. 4, support responsible development of nanotechnology, National Science and Technology Council, 2014. Conceptual discourse. 1, COVID-19. Coronavirus disease 2019, abbreviated COVID-19, is an infectious disease that is caused by severe acute respiratory syndrome coronavirus. In December 2019, a cluster of pneumonia cases from an unknown virus surfaced in Wuhan, China. 2, agricultural productivity. Agricultural productivity is the measure of efficiency in an agricultural generation system which employs land, labor, capital, and other related resources. In this study, agricultural productivity means quantity of yield made in relation to the amount of inputs used on the cost of production. Nanotechnology program. Nano is a Greek word meaning a dwarf used as a prefix for unit of 1,000 million parts. That's 1 billion. Used information on compounds works. It's basic 1 billion nanomolecule, nanoseconds. Nano is referred to the smallest particle of materials used in formulation of useful agricultural inputs. Nanotechnology is a novel scientific approach that involves the use of materials and equipment capable of manipulating physical and chemical properties of substances at atomic or molecular level. Theoretical perspective. The study was based on the innovation decision theory of adoption provided by Rogers 1995. According to this theory, innovation is communicated through certain channels over time and within a particular social system. The innovation decision theory of adoption has 5 steps. These are knowledge, awareness, knowledge, in bracket, awareness, interest, decision, implementation, and confirmation, which is adoption or utilization. This theory seems as the best theory that handles farmer adoption of any new technology, such as nanotechnology. For potential farmers that wish to adopt or reject new technology or innovation like nanotechnology, will proceed from awareness to adoption. Impact of COVID-19 on Nigerian economy. Before the pandemic, the Nigerian government had been grappling with weak recovery from 2014 oil block shock, with GDP growth tampering around 2.5% in 2019. The post-COVID-19 era is going to be tough on Nigerian economy. The world economy and by extension, Nigerian economy is already in recession. While the pandemic lasted and will enter a full-blown recession thereafter. Theoretical perspective. Let me not waste time here. Innovation theory. This theory seems like the best theory that handles farmer adoption of any new technology, such as nanotechnology. For potential farmers that wish to adopt or reject technology or innovation like nanotechnology, must proceed from awareness to adoption. The various steps are presented in Fig. 2. 1. Awareness. 2. Interest. 3. Evaluation. 4. Trial. 5. Adoption. This is innovation decision theory of adoption, Rogers 1995. Impact of COVID. Impact of COVID-19 on Nigerian economy. The post-COVID-19 era is going to be tough for Nigerian economy, as we are witnessing by everybody now. Things are very exorbitant, hunger and starvation everywhere. So it's not easy. The world economy and by extension, the Nigerian economy is already in recession by the pandemic lasted, and will likely enter a full-blown recession thereafter. Movement restriction to mitigate the spread of the pandemic. 1. Aviation sector 1. That time there were massive flights cancellations. NCAA suspend all international airports. 2. Educational sector. How it affected the educational sector. Students were sent home. Private and public schools and universities were closed. Everybody is aware of this. Banking sector. Senior staff work from home. Few bank staff available to attend to depositors. 4. Civil service sector. Suspension from work for 14 days for remote quarantine. 5. Market. Major food markets were partially closed. Religious sectors. All religious services were banned during the pandemic. Sports. All sports activities were cancelled accordingly. 8. All sectors. A 14-day nationwide sit-at-home lockdown was officially enhanced beginning from 30th March 2020. 11 businesses excluded from the ban are private security company 1, 2, medical establishment 3, broadcasters 4, processing and distribution companies 5, petroleum distribution and retail entities, power generation, transmission and distribution, health, hospitals, telecommunication workers, health care manufacturing and distribution companies, and so on and so forth. These are those exempted from operating within the field. Innovative techniques and technology adoption process for sustainability of agricultural productivity. The adoption process model can be described as one, awareness. Awareness means an act of having knowledge of something because one has observed it or somebody told one about its existence. In the context of this study, awareness refers to the sensitization exercise that should be carried out by extension agents to make farmers knowledgeable about the existence of nanotechnology for enhancing agricultural productivity. This can be done through visitation and their cooperative meeting. During the meeting, the extension agent may use film, shows, and pictures to teach about nanotechnology. 2, interest. Interest means an anxiety in a person or farmer that urges him to do something. For this study, interest is an anxiety created in farmers so that they will become committed in the use of nanotechnology for improving agricultural productivity. This can be done through organization of workshop, demonstration, and farmers' observation or imitation of extension workers. 3, decision. Decision is the mental process resulting in the selection of course of action among several alternatives. It is the act of encouraging farmers to take action in the use of nanotechnology for improving agricultural productivity through explanation of benefits of nanotechnology and assigning responsibilities to the leaders of the cooperative. 4, clarification. For clarification, this is the point at which certain issues about something are made clear. The farmers are acquainted with the benefits of nanotechnology and how they can be applied in the farm to improve productivity. At this stage, the extension work organizes farmers and urges them to have demonstration farms and so on. 5, adoption. Farmers can adopt the use of nanotechnology to improve their production by practicing on the farm what they have learned about nanotechnology during workshops and seminars. 6, satisfaction. This is the stage at which the participant, which is the farmer, are made to be happy about the material they have used to enhance their production. Here, extension worker organizes visits to the demonstration farm to observe what is happening. Nanotechnology products and the area of uses. 1. Nanotechnology products. 1. Nanoparticles. That is removal of Campylobacter jejuni from poultry. 2. Nanosites. This one entails control of release of pesticides. 3. Nanosensor. We have detection of pathogens and contamination of packaged foods. Nanofibers. They are strengthening of protein. 5. Nanocapsules. This one is talking about dendrema, that is delivery of drugs. Poultry, these nanotechnology products, areas of business by HEMA 2015. Application of nanotechnology products are as follows. 1. Nanotechnology application in agriculture. 1. Detection of nutrients and pathogens by biosensors at the quantum. 2. Nanoscale carrier for targeting delivery by nanocapsules. 3. Wastewater treatment and disinfection by nanoparticles. 4. Bioremediation by nanoparticles. 5. Recycling of agricultural waste nanoparticles. Quality of enhancement of agri products by nanoparticles. 6. Identification and tracking of agro-food by nanobarcodes. 7. Shelf life enhancement of agricultural product by nanoparticles. All this is an application of nanotechnology products in agriculture. Things like the book. Because of the name. Then, in conclusion, nanotechnology will immensely contribute to sustainable agriculture by enhancing crop production and restoring and improving soil quality. Nanotechnology can participate in the monitoring of water quality and pesticides for sustainable development of agriculture in Nigeria, worldwide in general. The opportunity for the deployment of nanotechnology in agriculture is prodigious. Suggestions for enhancing the adoption of nanotechnology by farmers in Nigeria. 1. Creating awareness. 2. Increasing the ratio of extension agents to farmers. 3. Creating awareness on the existence of new innovation and technologies to farmers. 4. Use of internet, mobile phones, and television to impart knowledge on technology. Thank you so much for listening, and may God bless you.
Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, Professor Charles Okechukwu Esimone, FAS. I kindly invite you, sir, to decorate the 57th inaugural lecturer of Nnamdi Azikiwe University, Awka, Professor Anthony Eze. Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir. Mrs. Chizoba, kindly bring the university medal.
Professor Anthony Nweke, on behalf of the Vice Chancellor of Nnamdi Azikiwe University, Professor C.O. Esimone, FAS, I decorate you as the 57th inaugural lecturer of Nnamdi Azikiwe University, to the glory of God. Amen.
Your closing remarks, Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, before we call on Professor Ifeoma Iwani to give a vote of thanks to our audience. Thank you, Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir.
Yeah, thank you, listeners and viewers the world over. You have listened to the professor, and the professor has prophesied. Thank you very much.
Thanks so much, sir. Prof.
We want to give God all the glory for the opportunity to listen to our dear Professor Eze for his work on nanotechnology as pertains to agriculture. We want to thank the Vice Chancellor, who is ably represented by their DVC academic, Professor FJC Odibo, for making it possible for this inaugural lecture to hold, even at the face of so many challenges. We also want to appreciate Professor Eze's wife, lovely wife, who came all the way from wherever she's working, and is also a professor, to witness this golden opportunity for the husband to showcase what he had been doing all these years. We want to appreciate our chairman and other members of the committee, and the professor who gave the citation of Prof. Eze. We must acknowledge the wonderful work the MICT unit is doing to make sure that this happens. We also want to thank the Oka Window on America for all the effort they've made to make this happen. Every other person, we say thank you very much. Dear Senate Services crew members, we say thank you. We pray that God Almighty will take you back home safely and the university to continue to grow and encourage other inaugural lecturers who are coming on board. Thank you very much.